going on? It's like it doesn't want to stay focused. What's up, man? I'm having all kinds of phone issues right now. All kinds of phone issues. I put like little magnets on the back of my phone, so the new phone case, and those magnets are already screwing up. So I'm trying to fix it real quick. Just give me a second, sorry. Let me see if this is better. See if it'll hold. Not really. Let's see if this will do. I cut the torpedo heater off, and I cut the one of the diesel heaters off. Is the heater too loud? Are we clear? I'm gonna have to work on the magnet for the back of the phone. So yeah. How's the image quality of the new S25 Ultra? What I'm gonna do is just I've been doing a lot of cable stuff, and I've been doing a lot of barbell stuff, but I have not been doing a lot of like dumbbell stuff. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit today, and then we'll talk. Whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever kind of car questions, automotive questions. My wife had a little oopsie accident today. She came home from picking my daughter up, and she saw a big chunk of ice dangling in the back of the Suburban, so she decided to kick it and kick it off of the vehicle so it wasn't dangling back there at the rear bumper. And when she kicked it, she took the wires with it that it was attached to, and it ripped the wires out of the back taillight assembly. So I had to take it, go to work, pull the light, and repin the wires and stuff in the taillight assembly. don't kick the snow with the rear bumper. Leave it alone. Especially the bumper corners, just leave them alone. There's modules back there, there's wires back there, there's everything in those corners, especially on the newer vehicles, side obstacle modules. Now if it's on the side by the pinch rail or something like that, kick away. But not in the back corners, leave them alone. Let's start off with something a little light. Trying to get some, trying to figure out where my shoulder stuff is at. Pain and stuff is at. Yeah, I know, it is hard to resist. But if you can, don't do it. I got these more affordable weights instead of the Bowflex ones. The Bowflex ones, some of them are $500. Some of them are up to like $1,000 for a set of adjustable dumbbells. So I got the knockoff version, and I like them. They work really, really well. So you spin the handles in the center where you actually grab it, and that's how it locks into the weights. Okay. Sent you an email with a link in regard to the Cook County property tax. I feel bad for those people. Yeah, a lot of those people, they don't have a choice. Their taxes are doubling if not tripling in some situations. The mayor and the governor are really destroying this state. And if you want to look at something even more sickening than that, look at HB 767 or 727 or something like that. It's a new House bill where the state of Illinois wants the federal government out of making people's health decisions, and they want to make the health decisions for the people of Illinois themselves. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. What's going on, man? What is going on? What's up, Leroy? Make sure to hit that thumbs up, everybody. Hit the thumbs up. I forget to say that. Alright. Went up to the next weight. Ah. Woo. Already feeling it. That's good. I don't do enough dumbbell work because you don't get notified. It's been doing that to a lot of people. I don't know what's going on. It seems like my channel starts doing really good, and then all of a sudden YouTube starts pulling their shenanigans and well, facing this way where I have no light, it just makes my arms look like they're just a freaking blob, like there's no definition. But if I get in the light, you can actually see I've been making a ton of progress. I hate facing this way. The only reason I do it is because I can magnetize my phone to the garage door. And I can put it wherever I want. But if I'm facing the other way under the light, you can actually see that I've made quite a bit of progress. All right, next weight up. Whew. I'm not trying to lose too much weight too fast right now. I've kind of slowed it down a little bit, but not much. I'm still losing. I'm just trying to slow it down so I can keep trying to gain more muscle mass. All right, up to the next size, 45 pounds. It's been a while, so I might not be that good at it because I haven't been doing dumbbell stuff in quite a while, so I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I know curling them, I'm not going to be that good. Not sitting down. Sitting down is really hard. I'm lucky if I get 8 each arm. I don't know if I will. I might not even get 8. It's alright, I'll take what I can get though. Whoo! Let's see. Oh shit. Oh. Whew. Yeah. That's hard, guys. Seated 45-pound dumbbell curls from a seated position. That's hard. I don't even see very many strong men trying to do shit like that. It's hard. It feels like your bicep is ripping out of your arm. All right. Let's see how this goes. This could be a disaster. I don't know. Oh, God. This left arm is not one to cooperate. Oh my gosh. Jesus. Woo. They say if you stick to the 8 to 12 rep range, it's like the best range to be in, because if you're doing too much volume, you will get growth, but it just takes way too much time. And if you're doing not enough volume, you'll build strength, but you actually won't put on a ton of size. But if you stay in between 8 to 12 reps, you're getting enough volume and enough strength building and size building all at the same time that seems to be the sweetest range. 8 to 12 reps. If you watch all the fitness influencers, they almost unanimously agree 8 to 12 reps is key. It's going up to 5. I like to go volume sometimes because it makes me feel good. It makes my joints feel good. And that's okay. When you get older, you won't be able to do as much weight as you did when you were younger if you consistently worked out. But volume work when you're older actually does help save your joints. And if you're always doing lightweight, going for volume work, it's kind of hard to build up joint strength and stuff like that. You know, ligament and tendon integrity. You have to load them up. You have to like put some pressure and stuff on your muscles and your joints, and like stabilizer this and all the odd lifts and stuff that you normally don't do. It's very important to do because that's how you actually build up the ligaments and tendons and everything else to be able to support the heavier weight that you're trying to do. One of the guys at work brought one of those grip tester machines in, and My right hand, I only got 139 on it, which is not that great. It's better than, it's way above average for sure. The average man, I think, is like 90 pounds of grip strength or something, 95 pounds of grip strength. I did 139 with my right hand, but this is also the hand that I have tendonitis like that, or tennis elbow in. It's almost healed, but it's still there. I couldn't quite put it all in there without it hurting. My left hand, that I got rid of I recovered from the tennis elbow a couple months ago, I was able to do like 160 with the left hand. So now I'm going to work on my grip strength a little bit more because I want to hit like, I've got a goal. By my birthday, I want to hit like 185 on that machine. But that's like numbers for some of the NFL players, some of the really good athletic college football players and stuff like that. They're up there in the 160s, 170s, 180s. And then you got guys like Brian Shaw that can do like 210 pounds or something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, all right. I know I'm not going to be able to do 55-pound curls from a seat, but I can try to do a few. But I'm going to start out with the shoulder presses first. I'm already tired. Already. So it's going to be hard to push through. Okay. Whew. I don't know. I'll try to get a few, but then I'll probably put them down and go to a lighter weight and finish it. All right. This is gonna hurt. Oh yeah. I don't even know why I do this stuff. It's dumb. Ugh. Ugh. I can't. I can't. Oh man, that hurt. Oh God, that hurt. Whew. Okay, come on. Okay. Whew. Oh, I like these dumbbells a lot. Yeah, I like doing it at home now. I hated going to the gym because what's up? I hated going to the gym because you just had to wait for every machine. People on their cell phones, people playing around, just sitting there talking. It's like, man, get off the machine if you're not going to use it. All right, 55-pound tricep extension. What's up, Brian? 2018 V6 is a great vehicle. I know one well over 2,000 miles personally. That's great. They do get some great miles, and I know of one that's got close to 200,000 as well. But that does not speak for the fact that they are problematic. So remember, one person's anecdotal views and evidence doesn't mean that it negates everybody else's reality. They're great vehicles, they ride good, but they're actually, to me, they're kind of shitty overall. They're terrible peripheral view, out the sides and the back, they absolutely suck. They're one of the worst rated vehicles. They're very cheaply made. They're known for oil consumption and timing chain problems. So even though I know of one that's got a ton of miles, just like you know of them, that still doesn't change my opinion on them. They're trash vehicles. Okay, that's enough of that. That hurts. Woo-wee. All right, what are we doing now? They're called fitness, and just the body itself is 15 pounds, and then it goes up 10-pound increments, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, and they're called fitness. You can find them on Amazon, you can find them on Temu, you can find them all over the place. It's just a generic off-brand set of adjustable dumbbells that seem to work very good. Let's see. Go right here. I mean, I'll agree with you on decent GM vehicles pre-2007, actually. Mid-2007 is when all the problems started. So, I don't know. I guess potato, potato, right? You know, you notice a lot of people when they do this lat pull down, they go like this. And for specific purposes, I might do that if I'm trying to work more of my back, more towards the center. It's almost like a wider row, but I don't actually like doing that. That's not the right way to do the workout. To do a proper lat pull down, it's like you just go to the cable and you look up, you sit back just a little bit, and you pull down. That's a proper lat pull down. And you'll see me do this number right here because it's natural to the body. Is I'll go to pull down and I'll move my head behind the bar, but I won't really move my body too much. That's how you get that wide look. Woo. I feel it. I feel it. It's definitely talking to me right now. It's saying, please help me. Please help me. He's being mean to me. That's what it's saying. Okay. What do we got? Well, the most miles I ever had was on my Lincoln Town Car, my 462 valve with the 4R70W, the one, the bluish colored one that I had. That had 220,000 when I got rid of it, 227 or something like that. And the guy that's got it now, the last I heard from him a couple months ago, he had like 200 and close to 270,000 on it, and it's still running strong. There was a fellow that I think Ryan knew who he was, right? Ryan, Nathan, you know Nathan. He had over 500,000 on his when the bell housing on the transmission cracked. The motor was still good. It was still running great. The bell housing on the transmission cracked and the bolts were real corroded for the transmission, holding it to the engine, but it ran great. And that had over 500,000 miles on it when he sold it to the salvage yard. Whew. Oh man, that feels good. That feels real good. I'm doing a little bit of extra working out tonight because I won't have very much time to do it tomorrow. I thought about getting up in the morning and doing some light shoulder work, but I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. We got a busy day tomorrow. I'm starting to see all the veins in my arms coming back. The main vein that comes up my bicep right here. Yeah, I haven't seen that since I was in the military. It's all coming back. This one's starting to thin out. I'm starting to see my vein come. It's coming slowly. I see the changes. It's coming. It's coming. All right. One, two, three. Used as taxi cars everywhere? Absolutely. Absolutely. My favorite car on the road, man. You know, I like the way other cars look, but the Panther platform's got to be my favorite car on the road by far. One of the guys on here just did he left me a message earlier, and he's been following me for a long time. He just did a T45 swap on his Panther platform. He got rid of the automatic transmission and put a T45 in it. I seen a T45 swap Crown Vic, like a 96 model. There was a guy that swapped one, and it was on Marketplace a couple months ago, and it was a clean swap too. The car, it was just, you know, the older cars, they didn't look as sporty and as stylish as like 2004 and on. So unless you really like that body style, a lot of people they don't care for that earlier body style. I like them all, but it had a T45 swap, and the guy only wanted $3,000 for the car because it had like 140,000 miles on it. But he said it ran great. It needed some interior pieces, but it was just a project car for him to tote around in and just have fun with. He did like a 410 gear swap with a locker. Did the T45 conversion, and just was having a blast with the car. But I also seen a Marauder recently that was like $8,500 that only had like 140,000 miles on it, and it ran great. It had one little spot of rust on the bottom of one of the dog legs that came down by the rear quarter panel, and the guy said there was no rust anywhere else underneath the car. It was just that one spot. And if you get to it early enough, you can stop it, but you got to get to it right away and cut it all out. If you let it get any bigger than that, then you can pretty much kiss that entire quarter goodbye. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh, yeah, 19 F-150, 36,000 shifts great. Should I change the trans fluid? Yes, absolutely. Change the trans fluid, and then at the next 30, so change the trans fluid, suck out. What I would do if I was you is I'd suck out what I could. I wouldn't do a full flush. I would just suck out what I could out of the pan and replace whatever I took out and make sure it's full, and and then I'd run it like another 30,000, 40,000 miles, and I'd do the same thing again, except I'd throw a filter in it next time. And that's how I would do it. I wouldn't do no full flushes. There's no reason for it. Just keep a little, refreshing that fluid little by little by little every 30, 40,000 miles. That truck will run forever. You really don't need to do full flushes on those transmissions. They're very forgiving. And as long as you keep good, clean fluid in there every 30, 40,000 miles, and a filter every other, they can run 150 to 200,000 miles without a single problem, without even servicing them. Can you imagine if you service just the fluid that's in the pan every 30, 40,000 miles and then did the filter every other time? The freaking thing would last 300,000 or 400,000 miles plus. The differential fluid, if you're running like me, where I've got the front, I eliminated the front IWEs, and I went with a locker style, so I don't have to worry about the vacuum problems for the four-wheel drive. I did the Dorman eliminators. I would say every about 25 to 30,000 miles if you're doing the eliminators. But if you're running IWEs that are functioning properly, four-wheel drive that's functioning properly, every 40,000, 50,000 would be fine. I would do it. If you're pushing the trans fluid to 40,000, I would just do the front and rear diff service at the same time. You can really go about 50, but I don't like to push 50. So I tell people by 40,000, you need to start thinking about servicing it at that point. I used my locker for the first time the other day. I forgot I even had a locker on my truck. Now, since I've done my sets of regular lat pull down, I'm going to lean back a little bit and try to get more of the center of the back. What'd you say? Learning with Juan, Ford boss with Fast and Furious with his Panther platforms. Yeah, I wish. I've been neglecting my Grand Marquis. I had a guy offer me $9,000 the other day. He said, if you put the transmission and stuff in it and get everything hooked up and it doesn't leak, I'll buy it from you right now for $9,000. I'll drive. He's from up in Wisconsin, and he says I can't find any clean ones like that up here, and I'd rather drive to Illinois than down to Tennessee or Kentucky and lower to get one. So if you've got one that's never been rusted, I'll come give you $9,000 for it the way it sits. You know, just get the basic stuff done, the trans put in, make sure everything's working. You don't even got to clean it up. I'll come pick it up. I said, I don't know about that. You know, we'll see. I'm not ready to sell it yet. Blue Dodge truck. No, I got rid of the Blue Dodge truck and then I bought a black one, and then a silver one, and then I had that painted black. Well, I painted it black, and then I sold that with a brand new transmission and the engine completely gone through, other than just pistons and rings. I mean, I even pulled the oil pump, cleaned the oil pump out, put it all back together, put all new rear main seal, oil pan gasket, did the intake manifold upgrades with the Mopar kit. Did the baffle plates inside the intake plenum, new exhaust manifold, studs and manifold, everything, new exhaust all the way back, MagnaFlow. I redid the radiator, the cooling system, AC compressor, basically the whole entire truck, all the front suspension replaced, the front brakes and rotors, the rear drums and shoes. I mean, I did everything. And even there was rust on the bed. I cut the rust out and fixed that, but then turned around, took the bed off of that because I knew the rust was going to come back, and went and bought a bed up in Wisconsin for $800 for it, and then installed that and then repainted it, sold the truck. I have too many vehicles. So no, the blue one's been going for a long time, and then I bought a black one to replace it, and then I sold that one as well. I have the 2007 Grand Marquis, my wife's 2007 Sierra. My wife drives the 2007 Suburban, and we have a 2015 F-150. So those are the 4 vehicles we have. I got rid of my Thunderbird and my other town car and my, yeah, so we're down to 4. We had, I think, 8 at one point, but that was just too many vehicles to keep up with, so down to 4. Ford Fusion Hybrid, love them. Absolutely love them. They run, and they don't require a lot of maintenance, almost no maintenance at all, but they run. Keep the fluid service, keep the battery. I would just replace the battery regardless if it needs it, like the main engine battery, the 12 volt battery. I'd replace it every 2 years just to do it. Trust me when I tell you this. Replace the battery every couple years. Don't let it sit too long in the wintertime without running. Fluid maintenance is kind of forgiving on that. I would definitely make sure the coolant's flushed like every 20 to 30,000 miles, just because that coolant also runs through the hybrid system as well. It's got 2 different systems, but that coolant, I would keep it serviced. Other than that, they don't break down. They don't have problems. If they're kept up like that, they literally don't have problems. No, I said the regular engine battery, the 12 volt battery. Oh, I love them, man. I wish, if I didn't have like the F-150 and the Grand Marquis, I probably would go buy one. I'd buy at least one hybrid from either Toyota or Ford, or I think Honda. But I like Toyota and Ford hybrids the best. For now, I think anyway. I might be missing, I don't really get into hybrids that much. But the Ford Fusion hybrid, love that. Ultimately, what I really want, if I wanted a family, like a mid-size sedan, not a full-size sedan, is I'd go out and buy a Ford Fusion Sport. The 2.7 liter twin turbo all-wheel drive, I'd be all over that sucker. Those are moving son of a guns, man, and they make a ton of power. And there's plenty of mods available to make them easily 400 horsepower. What are they factory? Factory, they're like aren't they like 315 or something like that? 320, 315, somewhere around there, and they're like 290, 300 foot-pounds of torque, or it's like reverse, one way or the other. We had a kid come in with an E85 inline sensor, bigger injectors, billet high pressure fuel pump, basic E85 tune, really good plugs and coils, cold air intake, and full exhaust, from turbo back exhaust. And the thing was making like right at 400 horsepower, and it was nasty fast. And with the all-wheel drive system, they eat Mustangs, Camaros off the line. And then if you do that same thing with the Ford Taurus Show, oh, they chew performance cars up in the quarter mile. Most of the time, they just dog the crap out of them. They're gone. But by the time an American car, a rear-wheel drive car, gets out of the hole and even hooks up to move, the car's already 5-6 car lengths ahead. It's almost impossible to catch up to them. No, Larry, I'm like right at I think 290, 295. I'm trying to get down to 250. 250 is my goal weight by my birthday. I'm hoping anyway. I'm really praying and hoping. I'm not messing up. I'm not doing anything. I'm eating really, really good, really clean. So I'm hoping if I keep it up, keep hydrating, keep doing what I'm doing, that by my birthday, January 24th, I can be as close to 250 as I possibly can. My goal is to be at 250.
But it's hard because I hit the weight so hard and I'm putting on so much lean muscle mass. I could have been a lot lighter than what I am. So if I don't hit 250 by my birthday, so what? I don't care. That's fine. I don't need to be 250 by my birthday, but I want to be. That's what I was in the military when I was my happiest was right at 250. It's right. I could run like the wind, and I freaking do 100 push-ups, no problem. I could do 150 sit-ups, no problem. I would max the PT test out. Almost. I'd end up with like out of 300, I'd end up with like a 280, 285 because I was never a fast runner, but I could run a very long time. So I do the 2 mile run in 14, 14 and a half, where a lot of guys were, 16 and above. So I'd end up with like a 280, 285 out of 300, 300 being a perfect score. So I always did good. I always did more push-ups than everybody else, more sit-ups than everybody else. I was always like the strongest guy in the group, but I couldn't run faster than the other guys. There were so many guys that were faster than me. One guy was running a 5:45 mile. His first mile was 5:45, and his second mile would be right at like 5:55, 6 flat. The dude was freaking fast, man. Nobody could keep up with him. He was an officer that went to, he's a lieutenant that ran track and stuff in high school and college. And he was just fast. He just trained for long distance and being very fast at long distance. He was just fast. I'm 39. I'll be 40 in January. All right. All right. I'm just overworking at this point, and I need to stop. I need to shut these heaters off and start trying to mosey my way out of here. You see Trump about taking small cars, making them impossible to bring to the U.S. to note in front of Ford CEO. Huh. How much you pay for the home gym? That's nice. Well, let me shut this heater off. We'll cover that. All right. So we'll cover it. The power rack. It's by a company called Evil Pow. It's not a name brand power rack. It's one of those Chinese ones. It went on sale from like $750 down to like $350. So I picked up the power rack. Really nice setup, just like the American ones. It doesn't seem like it's any lesser of quality. It came with the lat pull down bar, and it came with some like accessory work stuff, like cable system to attach to it. Comes with a row thing on the bottom down by your feet down there. You can do rows. The weights, I had $300 on the weights, and then I added another set of 45 bumpers. The 45 bumpers cost me probably $100 for the 45 bumpers. I got them on Temu. So that right there is $650 with the Dick's Sporting Good 300-pound weight set and the power rack. It's like about $650, and then the two 45-pound bumper plates. That's another $100, so that's $750. And then I bought some accessory stuff. I bought different cable off Amazon from Vivor that's really high end, very very high quality. I bought that. That was another $50, so like $800 there. Then I bought a bunch of wrist straps and things to support, me when I try to go heavier weights. That's another $150 in accessory pieces, so a grand right there. And then I bought the two adjustable dumbbells down here. They were like $150 for the set. So, I mean, I've probably got around $1,200 in this little gym setup right here with the foam pads and stuff on the bottom and the seat bench. $1,300. A little small weight rack over there. So 1,300 bucks somewhere in there. It could probably be done a little cheaper than that if I really shopped around enough. But it's not bad. I'm not paying, $45 a month for a gym membership. Hell, two of the guys at work are spending $150 a month to go to a bougie fitness center. It's got like a pool and saunas and everything else. And I'm like, why? For what you guys pay a month, half of a year, I have my whole gym built. And I don't have to worry about all that crap. I work out from home. I got a pool in my backyard. I run up and down the street if I want to. Pay $150 for the gym for a gym membership. Miss me with that stuff, Chief. Heck no. I am not doing that. I'd rather own the stuff than pay somebody else to use their stuff that I don't own. Anyway, you guys see me before when I would wear this shirt, my belly would be out here like this. It's gotten smaller. It's not completely gone, but I'm getting there slowly. I'm fat like this. Now I got just a little bit of skin. I'm trying to tighten them up. It's working slowly but surely. It's gonna take, I'd probably say at least till next summer to get where I want to be. Arms are coming along, getting veins and stuff coming back in that I have, like I said, I haven't seen in years. I'm getting my forearms and stuff back. It's all coming back together slowly. Arms are looking a little juicier than before. Not terrible, but they're getting there. It's still got a little toning up and skin. The size is coming back for sure. I think I measured the other day. I went from like 18.5 inches to like 20 3/4 arm size. Which is good. It's very good. Yeah, Jim Farley is a joke, man. Jim Farley, Chris Farley, Jim Farley, all this. He's a real life comedian. He doesn't even have to try to be like his brother Chris or his cousin Chris. After being in a bad car accident, you couldn't give me a small car for free. Yeah, there's some definite cons to it for sure. So easier to run fast when you weigh nothing like a bird. I was always jealous of those guys. Yeah, it's funny you should say that because the dude was like 5'6", skinny, small, really muscular for a little skinny guy, and just freaking the stride on this guy. He looked like a freaking gazelle. Even the tall guys that were like runners and stuff couldn't keep up with him. He was just so strong and can push his body out so far, and it just looked like he was floating on air. And he'd start out at this slow pace that would outpace everybody at their fastest pace. So it was always like, well, I'm not even going to try to keep up with this guy. Let him go. I'm not going to pace off of him. I'll pace off of somebody else. Run in the sand, Fort Bragg. They used to run us, then stop and do push-ups till we were dry heaving. Yep, that's exactly it. I remember. Do you remember the card PT? The card PT, we'd get out, and if it was a heart, you did regular push-ups. If it was a diamond, you did diamond push-ups. If it was like a club, you did flutter kicks. If it was a spade, you did regular sit-ups. And we would just cycle through a deck of cards, and that was the first like 30 minutes of PT. You went from one card to the next card to the next card to the next card. And after 30 minutes of doing that, you would either, if it wasn't a run day, you'd go jump on the pull-up bars, and everybody would do pull-ups. It'd be chin-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, pull-ups for the next like 30 to 45 minutes. And that's what you'd do, regardless if you can get like 5 or 6. Back then, I could do probably 12 to 15 pretty easy. If I was feeling good that day, I'd get close to a little over 20. But most of the time, 12 to 15. And then when I was really getting tired, my fourth or fifth set, I'd probably down to like 7 or 8, fatiguing really bad. And then we'd grab the guy's feet and we'd help them through. But if it was a run day, it was either 6120s, where you run full out 60 seconds, and then you walk at a really brisk pace. It had to be a fast pace for 120, and you did that rhythm over and over and over again to work your, to like build up your endurance, like your cardiovascular endurance. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, the first sergeant would want to take us out, especially on Fridays before we'd get released for the weekend. Typically, they'd try to release us at noon, 1 o'clock for the weekend on a Friday. But on those days, Wednesday and Friday, first sergeant would come out and he would lead the entire platoon, either a platoon or the full or the company, in a like typically a 6 to 8 mile run, and it would have to be at his pace. He wasn't a slow runner at all, but he also wasn't trying to kill people. He wanted them to work, to learn what it was like to push themselves as much as they possibly could. Some days he'd feel froggy and he'd take us out to 10 miles, something like that. It just all depended on how he felt. You never knew what was going to happen that day. You didn't know if it was going to be a 6 mile, an 8 mile, or a 10 mile. However he felt is what you did. And it was interesting because me, one of the slowest guys out of like the more athletic guys in the group, I wasn't one of the faster ones, but I was one of the better endurance ones. I'd stay up at the front of the pack the entire time. And you'd have these guys that were fast and PT studs and stuff like that. They'd fall way out the back. And the first sergeant would be like, how do we have Specialist Paso up here with a torn ACL running out front of the pack, but I have NCOs that have been in the military for over 10 years and they're PT studs and they're way out back falling off the side of the road and almost throwing up. Because I was good at endurance stuff. I wasn't good at speed. I was good at endurance stuff. And that's still even to this day. I can keep going nonstop. I can stay up for days on end and try to work as much as possible. It's the speed stuff that kills not only me, but a lot of other people as well. So, anyhow, I want to go in the house. OSU took court bats this season. Ohio State 10-6 halftime over Indiana. You guys keep up with it. Me, I don't watch any. I don't watch any of that stuff. I just I worry about the baby and hanging out with the family for the most part, and it's really all I got time for anymore. And working out. So I wish I'd sit down and watch more, kind of relax a little. But anyhow, I'm going inside. I am going to lay down with the wife and the baby. We got a busy day tomorrow. I'm going to try to get up and go to church in the morning. And then we got tournaments, sporting tournaments tomorrow for the 13-year-old. She's got a volleyball tournament tomorrow afternoon. And we're going to be at that all afternoon. So I'll be busy for the majority of the day. I'll see y'all later. Good night. If you haven't subscribed, you better be subscribing, because I'm going to find you. And we're going to work out together, and you're going to wish that you would have subscribed and I would have left you alone. I'm going to make you healthier if you don't subscribe. And if you do subscribe, I'm still going to make you healthier. I'm going to try to motivate you. You just remember 82nd Airborne, that if they made it 82 days without anyone dying, Bragg would get a 3-day weekend. It didn't happen often. Yeah. I remember the ruck march. Freaking how many miles was that ruck march? Oh my God, my feet were bleeding at the end. I had skin coming off the bottom of my feet. My ACUs were soaked. I couldn't even feel my freaking legs. And I was every like 20, 30 minutes, I was spitting up vomit a little here and there, and it was awful. People were falling out, heat exhaustion, turning freaking like a creamy green and clammy from heat stroke or heat exhaustion and stuff. And I'm glad I just made it. It just those were crazy. And they say you're only supposed to have 35 pounds, but yet they they'd make you pack your ruck to like 55, 60 pounds, if not more, depending on your MOS and what you were going to be doing when you were overseas. Yeah, those ruck marches were absolutely insane. Insane. And I found myself following the trail that was set up for us, and we'd be out in the middle of nowhere walking on some freaking gravel road, and I'd feel like I was hallucinating, walking in like the Sahara. I'd be walking and my head shaking as I'm just pushing through, and I can hear my first sergeant's voice that keep moving, and scuba first sergeant, scuba. I'd be saying that to myself as I'm hallucinating on this ruck march. Oh man. Yeah, those were the good old days for sure. Yeah, I miss it though. I really do. I really, really do. Anyhow, uh, I'm going inside. Y'all have a great night. Maybe we'll talk about some of this military stuff if you guys are into that. The next time we jump on here, something to that extent. So, appreciate y'all. Be blessed. Take care.